I'm happy now to get a little more environmentally sound as we talk with Seth Elsen from the Salmon Center and Michael Burlette from Evergreen Elementary. Good morning, guys.
Hey, how's it going?
Good morning.
Thanks for coming on the air with me to talk about a pretty cool program that's moving down to this part of the county.
Yeah, thanks for having us on. We're really excited about some kind of new news and updates on the Salmon in the Classroom program.
So Salmon in the Classroom, something that's been going on up in the North Mason area for a while now. So let's give us a little bit about a background on the Salmon in the Classroom program.
Yeah, so Salmon in the Classroom, it's a really cool program that's been going on around the state for a number of years. Fish and Wildlife used to kind of lead it, and then due to budget cuts, unfortunately, about 10 or so years ago, they kind of cut it, but they continue to provide eggs and rely on local partners like the Salmon Center to continue to facilitate in the schools. And so basically what it entails is we work with teachers primarily in the North Mason area to get aquariums set up. We provide fall chum eggs, and then we work with the students over the next 3 months, January through March, sometimes into April, to raise those fish, to learn about water quality. We bring in all sorts of curriculum, and then they actually release the fish. So it's a really cool hands-on program for the kids, and we're really excited to be kind of bringing it now down a little bit closer to Shelton. We're expanding to the Pioneer School District as well as the Shelton School District this year.
So this is an actual aquarium with living fish. It's not kind of what you've seen in the past where they're little vials of each stage of life. This is actually them moving around, and
this is actually them. So we set up a 55-gallon tank, and we'll supply each aquarium with about 125 fall chum eggs, and so the kids will get to be there as those develop into fry, and like I said, be there for the release. It's one of the most fulfilling parts of my job is seeing these kids line up as we release them with a Dixie cup and putting a fish in and seeing them drop them into the creek and name them, and it's really cool. And for a lot of kids, it's their first exposure to salmon. So
this program now in the Shelton area, how did we come about getting it here?
Yeah, well, I actually ran into Michael here at Oyster Fest, and we started talking about salmon and how cool it'd be to get in the schools down here, and he followed up and was persistent, and we had a bunch of meetings with some really great people here at the district, and now it's a reality.
So, Michael, you're at Evergreen Elementary. What will this do for the students, the staff, everybody involved?
Oh, this is totally going to ramp up our science curriculum as far as the salmon are concerned. We've always had the salmon field trip to Kennedy Creek, which has been, a very impressive experience for the kids. But this year we've incorporated that into our reading and our writing and our math curriculums. Students are making Google slide presentations about their trips. They are not yet aware of how cool the Salmon in the Classroom is going to be. They know that they're going to get a tank, but they're not really sure what that means yet.
Right.
But I think it's just going to take this to another level for the kids, and it's been a great opportunity to collaborate with Seth and his organization in the district. And I'm really looking at, thinking about nature conservation, salmon preservation, all becoming second nature to our kids.
That would be great. And when you go to those annual trips to Kennedy Creek, that's at the end of the life cycle too. So
we get a lot of chance to count dead salmon and things like that, which is, we still see lots of live salmon swimming, but this will be, seeing them at the beginning of their life. Yeah. And like Seth said, it's a lot of engagement for the kids to name their fish and raise them and, just really be a part of it. So
do you get a sense that the kids are kind of maybe in some major way impacted how we all work together with the salmon, and so when they see those little tiny, that's going to be so cool. I can just picture the classrooms and the kids coming in every day and seeing how they'll get bigger and bigger. What do you think the biggest thing the kids are going to get out of this?
I think is just a closer connection to what this is. They hear salmon all their life growing up here, but when they really know that they've been a part and they've been engaged in it, they're going to be more aware when they hear news reports about endangered salmons or about opening up a new dam or removing a dam to open up a new river flow that's been closed for hundreds of years, and they'll feel a sense of pride in their local area. I think another great part of this is it comes right on the heels of an effort to collaborate between the elementary and the high school students. So as part of this, the CTE program, Career and Technical Education Program, students who are working on life science and biology, marine biology, we'll be collaborating with the elementary kids to be kind of our tour guides on the field trips and establish a connection that goes across grade levels and hopefully ends up in something very interesting for Seth and his group later on down the road.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
You mentioned that some of the different ways that curriculum is being introduced, and you mentioned math. How are you teaching salmon and math together?
Salmon and math. So what we want to try to do is make sure that we don't look at these as isolated pockets of curriculum and, oh, you're teaching science here and you're learning math over here. So we're looking at all kinds of things. We're looking at kids developing tables from data that they have in different news reports or articles. How many salmon were caught this year? How is that affecting next year's population? Looking at temperatures, even checking water quality in science. You're going to have to be graphing. You're going to have to be doing the math behind looking at averages. All of those things are collaborated. When it's something that's hands-on and real, it makes it worthwhile for the students to do. It's engaging.
Yeah, I was just thinking it's kind of secretly teaching them while they get to play with the fish and things like
and that's
that.
One of the cool things, we obviously support the teachers we work with, but ultimately we're relying on the teachers and their students to monitor the fish, monitor the aquarium, all the water quality parameters. And so, with our presentations, we're teaching the kids about the life cycle, habitat needs, things like that. But they're also learning about pH, things like that, and just, how to measure that. And so they're going to be logging this information, keeping journals on it, and just really getting this, collecting this first-rate information for us and being the eyes and the ears on the ground.
So this spring is when we're starting this?
Yeah, so we're hoping to be delivering eggs in about 3 weeks to the Shelton schools as well as Pioneer, and each of the schools will then kind of come up to Belfair at the end of March or early April and release the fish, and then next year we'll be working with the state to try to get some eggs that we can release a little bit closer to Shelton, but we'll continue to run the program.
That is really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, the district has been very supportive in purchasing equipment, chillers and tanks, and it's a complex system to set up. It's not just your household aquarium. And the construction trade programs at Choate High School is building all the aquarium stands and furniture involved. So
oh, wow.
It's a nice collaborative effort all the way around.
Sounds like
it really does take a lot. I mean, salmon need to be under 55 degrees at the very most, for the most part, as far as water temp. And so thinking of the big chillers, we run into issues every year where our chillers might be dying or on their way out. And so it just takes a lot to make sure that everything stays within the range we need it to.
Get some of these kids interested in this. Maybe pick yourself up a couple more volunteers.
Exactly.
And I'm sure they're always needed.
We always need volunteers. Yep.
How can they get in touch with you on that?
Anyone interested can always check out our website at pnwsalmoncenter.org or check us out on Facebook. We usually post our volunteer needs there. We've got a few things here and there now, and then in the next month and a half or two, we'll start ramping things up for our annual Steelhead project. So we'll be down to talk about that.
Keep us updated on that, and definitely throughout this new adventure with Salmon in the Classroom for Evergreen Elementary and the Pioneer and the Shelton School Districts. It's going to be a lot of fun. Those kids are going to learn a lot. And
the great news is that we're going to all 3 elementaries this year, so it's really exciting.
Really? Yeah, so everybody's going to get involved.
Everybody's in.
Oh, very cool. Seth Elsen from the Salmon Center, Michael Burlette from Evergreen coming in talking about the Salmon in the Classroom program. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks
Good
for
to see
having
you guys. Happy holidays.
Same to you.
Have a great new year, and we'll talk again real soon.
Sounds good.
Do you know you have access to the fastest internet in Washington State? Switch to iFiber Communications right now and take advantage of our special offers. Pay only $29.95 for 100 megabit high-speed internet, or get 3 months of internet absolutely free. That's right, $29.95 for 100 megabit speeds or 3 months of internet free. Shop, stream, and game like never before with iFiber Communications high-speed internet. Call 360-427-4000 or check us online at ifiber.tv. Subject to credit approval, valid on a 24-month contract.